What's up, and welcome to the video. I'm sure you're going to be excited about this one because we're talking about the Pixel 6. And if you didn't catch our video over the 6 Pro, we'll leave a little pop-up for you. And which corner is it? I can never remember which corner it is. This one? Which one? This one. That one? Okay. Either way, we're going to make sure the pop-up's there in post-video editing. You got to love the magic of post-video editing. But if you watched our review over the 6 Pro, you'll know that I think that phone is awesome, and even though it's $900, it's a really good smartphone value. Now the crazy part is that the Pixel 6 here is a better value than the 6 Pro, and it just might be the best smartphone value of 2021. Now I'm gonna explain to you why in this video, but yeah, we're looking at a really solid phone here. The Pixel 6 starts at $599, and at $600, you're going to get a lot of the same camera hardware from the 6 Pro, the same Tensor chip that's in the 6 Pro, 8 gigs of RAM, and 128 gigs of base storage. Now, my particular Pixel 6 comes in the super dope Sorta Seafoam color, and I said in the last video, I'm a huge fan of the design of the Pixel 6 series, and the Sorta Seafoam is my favorite color out of the entire range. I mean, I love the teal glass, the little hit of light green at the top, black enclosure, matte black railings and seams and lines. This color is oh so sick. Now, again, I mentioned that this phone starts at $599, which means it's $300 cheaper than the 6 Pro, which means they had to make some changes here in order to justify that price. So we're going to talk about what exactly is different, and we might as well start with the most obvious change, and that's going to be the display. The Pixel 6 comes with a 6.4-inch 1080p display and a 90 Hz refresh rate. Now, one thing I forgot to mention in our 6 Pro review is that both of these phones are like big. Like, the Pixel 6 is and I'm using air quotes here, the smaller version of the two phones. Dimensionally, it's really similar to my 13 Pro Max. Now, I really like the display on the Pixel 6. I know it's easy to sit here and say it's not 1440, it's not 120 Hertz, but let's keep in mind the price here, right? $600, and that's going to get you a high quality 1080p display and 90 Hertz. And I've said this before, and I'll continue to say it. The difference between 60 and 90 Hertz is a lot more noticeable than the difference between 90 and 120. Going from 60 to 90 is butter. 90 to 120 is a little bit extra butter. So we're still dealing with a really, really nice display here, and I actually really like the design. And it's also flat, which I like better than curved, no accidental touches, and it's easier to shop for a screen protector. So overall, I'm totally satisfied with the display. If you flip the phone over, you'll notice that there is one lens missing from the camera array, but honestly, that's really okay because you're keeping the main guts of what makes the flagship camera array on the 6 Pro. So you still have the 50 megapixel wide angle lens, and you still have the 12 megapixel ultra wide angle lens. You're just missing out on the 48 megapixel telephoto with 4 times optical zoom. So ultimately, when it comes down to the system, you're still going to be able to reproduce pixel quality photos and videos on the regular 6. And at the end of the day, if you're someone that absolutely has to have optical zoom capabilities in your camera array, you should probably opt for the Pro. Either way, I'm super happy with photo quality and video quality on the regular Pixel 6. From a performance perspective, the most important thing to keep in mind is that you are maintaining the Google Tensor chip, which is awesome. The real hardware difference between 6 and 6 Pro is that the 6 Pro comes with 12 gigs of RAM and the 6 comes with 8 gigs of RAM. Are you going to really notice the RAM difference in day-to-day usage? Most likely not. I pushed my Pixel 6 just as hard as I pushed my Pixel 6 Pro, and that included multitasking 2 to 3 different applications simultaneously multiple times, and I never had any performance issues with this setup, and I never saw any frame rate drops with the display either. So Tensor and 8 gigs of RAM is still perfectly capable of running the show alongside Android 12 on the Pixel 6. Which, surprisingly enough, even though the Pixel 6 comes with a smaller battery than the 6 Pro, 4,600 versus 5,000, the Pixel 6 lasted longer, for me at least, compared to the 6 Pro, which was already really good. Now, it took me back at first, but when you sit there and think about it, you are looking at a Tensor chip that's powerful and power efficient, 1080p versus 1440p, and 90 Hertz versus 120. So when you take in all that information, it kind of makes sense. So hear me out. This is a smartphone that has a high quality 1080p 90 Hertz refresh rate display, Comes packing the same Google Tensor chip with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of base storage, has wireless charging, IP68 water and dust resistance, a 4,600 milliamp hour battery that's going to last you all day, and it comes maintaining the core components of the 2021 flagship Google camera experience, all for $599. Now, if you're someone that needs the best of the best Pixel experience and you're willing to spend the extra $300, then definitely opt for the 6 Pro. But at $599, this phone is in contention for best smartphone value of 2021. And here's where it can get even cheaper in terms of price. I got my Pixel 6 for $290 because I traded in my Pixel 5. At $599, this is in the debate for best smartphone value of the year. At $290, there is no debating. That would be the best smartphone value of the entire year. But either way, I mean, let me know what you think of the Pixel 6 in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed our review, give us a sub, man. I mean, look at how dope the new setup looks. I mean, you got to drop us a sub just for that, right? Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.